Gedaliah, I gotta say, it's a tremendous chus for me to be synonymous and connected to ArtScroll. As everybody knows what ArtScroll has done over the years, over many years, your father starting it and all the stories in his book really inspired me, how he lit up the generation, he lit up the world. When I approached you about this Shabbos project of song and also connected to zemiros, your face really lit up. This is already a few years ago. I approached you and I told you my dream of really bringing back so many zemiros that have been, I feel, a little bit lost in terms of homes not connecting to the Yom Zimachubas and the Menucha V'Simchas and all the things that I've sang as a kid. And I saw it a little bit dissipating at the table. And what I took from it is also the memories that I have from my parents, Aleim Shalom. I'm not sure how you grew up, but just give us a little bit of, first of all, why did you light up when you heard about this project? And ArtScroll, right away, of course, we jumped in together to
Thank you, Yaakov. Well, my eyes lit up because we all know that every parent wants a Shabbos table where that's the time we connect with our children. So we want a Shabbos table that there's a connection, that children want to stay. And through zemiros, through singing is what connects people. My sister always told me, she lives in Lakewood, and she would always describe, after Sukkot, how sitting in the sukkah and hearing the Shwekey family singing the zemiros together. Right. And as you came to me with this idea,
the whole neighborhood came.
Right, the whole neighborhood was listening.
They came into the sukkah.
They came into the sukkah. It's unbelievable. And the excitement to say that ArtScroll should be able to team up with Yaakov Shwekey and to show parents that don't give up. You could connect. You're going to have a Shabbos Suda. Your kids are going to be there, and you want them to stay. This is how they're going to stay. And these are the memories they're going to have. I read a lot of the book already, and the way you describe your own Shabbos table growing up, and how the zemiros connected you to your parents, to your siblings, that's what it's all about.
You growing up yourself, with your father starting ArtScroll and the pressures of, I'm sure, of so many things. ArtScroll started off as a very small, basically a losing proposition, but he had such a passion. I'm reading his book about the fire. Did you grow up with the Shabbos being like everything stops and how did you, in personal, in terms of zemiros, in terms of your connection?
I can't say we had the greatest voices. But
you don't have to have the greatest.
You don't have to. That's the point.
Right.
You could sit and you're together and you're singing songs and you always have guests and it just elevates the table. Besides for the conversation and the divrei Torah and the questions we ask our children, you see that a table becomes alive. We came out recently with one of our publications. It's called the Weekly Parsha. And it was a way for people to pull out a book at the table with pictures and little questions. Did you know? And children love to be involved.
I do that book with my daughter.
Right? And they love to be involved. So another involvement is always zemiros. I'm in camp. I'm still going to Camp Monk in the summers.
I was going to ask you about camp next.
And I was just sitting this past Shabbos and watching those teenagers who many of them are just, they're maybe not as connected as we want them to be, or they're not sitting and putting in 15 hours a day learning. But you watch them at a Shabbos table, arm in arm, 50, 60, 70 of them, singing your song, singing the classics. And you see their neshamas are opening up.
I'm telling you, I'm like tearing up in the studio with Donnie sometimes recording these songs, because it's bringing also him back, Donnie, of Baruch Kel Elyon, and how we, songs have a way. There's nothing that can bring back time, right? But you can close your eyes and sing a song and take your place back to where you were in camp. Like you said, the zemiros. You should know, the channel of connection of zemiros. I just went to Daven by the Chassam Sofer, and it's told about him that he was ready to give half of his Olam Haba to know how to sing. Because if you read even the Gedolim of what they felt about music, you're right, these kids, they are connected. They really are connected. On the outside, they might not but when you sing a song that hits them, and can you imagine they read a book and they know what Yom Zeh Mechubad, why is this day Mechubad, Mikol HaYomim? What is, and a story about it. And then, I think the Radak says that if you sing a song, and even the Gedolim of this generation have said, if you teach them what the words mean a little bit, give a little bit of inspiration. What's Kari B'Ain Olam? What is Baruch Elyon? What exactly are we saying? Yedid Nefesh. What do you mean? And you give them a little bit, and they sing with that toichen, and they're able to connect to the. They really will uplift their whole week into a different week.
Well, you probably see it with a lot of your songs when you know and you understand what the words mean. You yourself sing this song in a different way. The English songs, for sure.
You know, on the chat that we have, I'm not sure if you're on that chat. While I'm recording, Donnie Gross is taking out the zemiros, and we have a bunch of different samples now from ArtScroll. And what does this mean exactly? I don't want to sing it unless I know what it means exactly. And then Yisroel Besser gives us an insight and I start recording. I'm thinking about it as I'm recording. You're right.
You sing it differently.
It's a different outcome.
Right. The feeling. I told you the story with Rabbi Cohen. Fascinating story that many, many years ago, people would go to Russia right at the beginning when the Iron Curtain was falling at the beginning, and they would make summer camps for the Russian kids. And someone called them and asked them, can we play music during the 3 weeks? And Reb David said, not only can you play music during the 3 weeks, you could play music on Tisha B'Av afternoon and dance with them, because that's what's going to open their hearts. And many years later, a lady came over to Reb David in Flatbush and says, Rabbi Cohen, I'm religious today because of you. She says, I never met you before. She says, I was one of those children in camp, and they sang with us, and they danced with us, and that's what opened my heart, my neshama, to Yiddishkeit.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. There's a story that I saw that there was a kid in one of the Chabad schools in the early years also. He was like sneaking out of yeshiva, and they weren't happy, and finally they pulled this kid over and said, what are you doing on Wednesday nights, Thursday nights? He goes, the truth is, I have to have an outlet, and I'm playing violin, and I went to Carnegie School, you know, one of the highest schools, to teach me how to play violin. And they got together as mechanchim, and they said, it's not acceptable. We're going to have to throw this kid out. He's going he's going to colleges or whatever it is to play a violin, and this is not the yeshiva way for us to pave the way for kids to do this type of outlet. And they got there, and they said, you know, we have to call the Rebbe, the Lubavitcher Rebbe. We have to call him. They thought they're going to get the stamp of approval.
Out.
Get him out as quickly as possible. Many times, when mechanchim think about things a few times, or they go, the story of Rabbi Steinman with the kid, there's many, many times they think it's so vados to kick a kid out. Understand that it's very complicated. And they went to the Rebbe. And the Rebbe heard the story. He said, so why do you want to kick this kid out? So, well, he plays violin, he's musically inclined, and it's not what we want from the yeshiva. Oh, really? He says, so you want to kick a kid out because he's playing? Yeah, because he's sneaking at night. He said, not only you shouldn't kick him out and keep him, you should pay all the training. You should go pay. The yeshiva should pay that he should learn how to play violin.
We both know Eli Cohen.
I'm sure.
Right?
ArtScroll.
One of the greatest keyboard players.
Phenomenal.
Phenomenal. Natural talent.
And a Talmud Chacham.
Reb David, his father, Reb David Cohen, saw when he was very young that he had a natural talent of music. So he asked his Rebbe, Rav Hutner Zatzal, what should I do? He says, you're obligated to buy a piano.
Wow.
To bring out that talent.
Bring it out.
Exactly what you're saying.
Can you imagine this generation today? How we want to connect the kids with all the technology, with everything they have, the phones, the social media, this. Can you imagine you can bring more ruchnias through the zemiros and through the music, how important it is? I was talking to Rabbi Yaakov Hillel about it. I was asking him about general, what he thinks about social media, because I have it, somebody else takes care of it for me. Should I just shut it down? I'm not interested in it so much. He said, no, on the contrary. Understand that today's generation is just further away from, and the tumah that comes with it. Can you imagine you could give them some purity with it?
To pull them in.
Can you imagine
You're pulling them in.
They're scrolling and they see a video from ArtScroll or they hear a zemer from, and they start, and that is the derech. That is the
Which children have the most pure neshamas? The special needs children. What gets them excited? Music.
So true.
See you on stage, and the kids come up, and they're dancing. We were together in the center, the special children's center. When you walk in, they just want to hear more and more
Bursting
music.
with song.
That's what connects them.
Bursting
and then
with
neshamas are pure, which means the neshama wants negina, wants music. Shabbos is a time that a father, a mother, finally turning off all their phones. They're not connected to the outside world. The kids, you have them, and they're itching to get away from the table. If we make it kishmak and we sing, it will change the Shabbos table. You'll have different children.
No question about it. No question about it.
And that's what this project does. It's incredible.
Incredible. The stories, the book is not just a parish on the zemiros. It's reflections of, because I believe sometimes the parish is sometimes poetic and deep, and people can't, if they can hear a story or they hear an inspiration of today, of how people became, like you said, there's a woman that's sitting with me in Israel and Tiberia, and she just, I didn't even notice her till we started singing. And many years later, she shows up with her son wearing tefillin, and it's, wow, because I remember that Friday night. I think I was with the center, with the Special Children's Center. We had a huge table outside by the water, and we just started to sing, and hours and hours. You don't look at the clock. When you're singing and you're in the zone of music, lose track. And as the singing going, it's I see her just sitting, and I said, please come join us. Okay, she wanted to just sit there. I said, no, I'm just taking it in. And later on, many years later, I only knew the story, that she came from a not religious home, and she was sitting there just taking it in and basking in the glory of that's what Shabbos is.
Right.
That is exactly.
You know what, the book is more, and the whole project is more than just zemiros. It's elevating the entire Shabbos experience. There's one part in there you write in your reflections how your father wasn't a rich man. And there were things you wanted. He had ups and downs, and there were things you wanted sometimes, and it was like, he was careful. He was, the older generation was more careful, as they should be. Right. And when it came to Shabbos, to buy anything for Shabbos, whatever you want. He says, when it comes to Shabbos, we're rich people. It hit home with me. Means the book is not only going to be about singing at the Shabbos table. You're going to read the stories. We're going to read your reflections. And it's going to change what Shabbos means, the whole essence of Shabbos. We're going to go into Shabbos different people because of it.
It's amazing. It brings back memories. I remember that. And it took me, at the time, I thought it was a normal thing. And I went to other friends, and I told them, by the way, you guys have, okay, we have, but I'm like, I don't get it. Why isn't the... Then I thought about it years later, and I'm like, the truth is, he really took Shabbos seriously. It says that, first of all, you're going to get it all back, and then some, double. And he really, really went, and it made him happy to know that Shabbos is a time to just go above reality, and the singing is the connection between the physical and the spiritual. That's
what would be your advice for parents to create that atmosphere at the Shabbos table, that the children want to be there, they want to be part of it?
Listen, everybody a lot of times mentions, like, we're not great singers, we didn't have great voices, and it's not, and the truth is, the Shabbos table is not a time it's not a performance. Although my brothers and sisters love to do harmonies, and we had a musical family, so everybody did a different harmony, and my sisters used to ask my father, at least for one meal, sometimes not to invite guests, so they elevated to sing.
It's great.
So, they really, really took it seriously, and it made us happy. But at the same time, I feel like sometimes I go to strangers' families, and there was a great skit that they did in my daughter's little play group. They said, we're going to make a Shabbos table. and each one the kid is gonna go do what their family does. So they picked the little boy to do the kiddush. So they give him the kiddush, they give him a little skit, they give him this fake kiddush cup, and he's sitting there in the play group, and he goes to the table and he sits down in the chair, and he goes, "Oh, I had a very, very long week. I'm tired.
That's great.
I got to go to bed." And they realized he's mimicking his father. And I believe if parents would know that the greatest legacy they'll have with their children is if they themselves are the example of getting into zemiros and understanding that that's the memories. I'm telling you, even we had hours and hours of music, but I take those memories and I try to apply it to my own home. Even many times they say, "Oh, you sing for a living, so you probably don't sing a lot on Shabbos, right?" I'm like, I'm not.
It was one after the
No,
other,
I'm saying
right?
I'm not. Yeah,
Right.
When you get into the zone of it's not a performance. It's getting a connection.
We're connecting with each
You're
other.
connecting with each other, and you don't realize it till you
Right.
do it over. I would tell parents to really take a few songs that connect with you. Teach them to your children. Show them a little commentary. It doesn't have to be so much. A story behind the song. The book, the how it can really, really elevate our home. I believe the home will be different. I do believe that eventually the children will grow up. And just like this kid sat down and by the way, they called the father and by the way, he was very scared. The father, he right away changed his whole approach to his chinuch and realized that his actions are the ones that his child's going to follow.
Right.
Not his words, not the preaching. So I believe that the actions, of course, and the songs, and just sing. Sometimes when you sing a song, you don't have to say much. You just sit. Sometimes you go to Rebbe's tish, they don't say much. The Rebbe's just singing. Yeah, and here and there you'll give a little, and they'll feel a certain serenity and a certain love and harmony in the air that they'll want to do for their own families.
Right, but it's like you say, you can't sit and translate every word of the zemiros.
Right.
It's hard. But there are so many beautiful lines. Even if every once in a while just translate one line and talk about it.
Correct.
And it will change the way they sing that line, and they're going to get more into it, more heartzig, and then another week, pick another line and another line. There's so many beautiful phrases.
You can't inundate with Ki Shmera Shabbos, Keli Shmereni. Stop. If I guard the Shabbos is going to guard me. And
Beautiful.
Okay, what way?
What does that mean?
How? What is it? And those things, I believe one line like that, you can see how Shabbos guards you, or you can tell a story of what that means. It will be a different, I believe it can be a game changer, and it could be a tremendous force of also in the chinuch world to really hit home with the child, to want, the child themselves have to want to. I say it with my own sons also, my own daughters. You're going to have to eventually want it yourself. You're not going to mimic me.
Right.
I told my son, don't be me.
Force it.
Right, don't force it. And it's great. You want to do things, I do things that my father did. The songs, a lot of it, by the way, in the music here is the songs that I gravitated to and the songs that I sang, that I connected with. There's a Sephardic medley that Yisroel Lamb is arranging. By the way, the greatest arrangers of all time are involved in this, Baruch Hashem, this grand project, because I wanted to do it right. I wanted to bring out the real music of what zemiros is supposed to be.
I know you a long time. I've never seen you work so hard. You're so passionate about this because you understand that what we're doing here is historic. It's going to elevate Shabbos tables. It's going to save neshamis. It's going to open up neshamis. The hearts are going to be open for so much. And once the hearts are open,
everything is
endless.
It's endless. Thank you
We're
so much.
going to look back and just be so happy. It's an honor for us.
It's an honor. It's a schus.
Love
Thank you, Rabbi Gedaliah. Love
Thank
you too.
you.
And Be'ezrat Hashem, we should see the ultimate song.
Amen.
Mashiach Tzidkenu.
Thank you.
Amen. Thanks so much.